makes bleach and ammonia. Do you know what it does? It makes you think that Brock Bowers is a good pick. Brian Thomas Jr. is available right now, and Talisi Fuaga. Who do the Raiders take, y'all? The Raiders are on the clock. This is the moment that we have been waiting months for, and it has finally arrived. We're not getting JD5, and we are not getting Michael Penix Jr. So who are the Raiders going to get? The agonizing 10-minute clock of the first round is underway. So I think you go playmaker. I think it's best available player that's on the board right now, playmaker that can score points. That is Brian Thomas Jr. That's my call. I'm going with it. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I would trade back. I would do everything I can to trade back right now. If we can't trade back, I would take Fuaga.
Man, this is agonizing. I want Brian Thomas Jr. Obviously, right. You still got a double.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those days.
What?
Are you kidding me?
I'm not seeing anything yet.
The Raiders took Brock Bowers, bro. Tight end.
What? Are you serious right now? Brock Bowers? Wow. Oh my goodness. Brock Bowers to the Raiders. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a shocker.
All right, so I'm going to say it right now.
Did not see that.
We don't have a good GM. I'm sorry.
Why would you take Brock Bowers? Brock Bowers is phenomenal, no doubt, but we have Michael Mayer.
I don't know how much more disappointed I could be. I think we are going to come back and look at this draft and see it as another turning point. Bo Nix goes 12, and we pick a player that doesn't help us win. We already have a tight end. We picked one in the second round last year. This is redundant and ridiculous. I guess we've come to expect to do this kind of disappointment in the first round for Raider picks. And we got a professional GM, and we still got an unprofessional result. So, yeah, not happy. Not happy at all. And well, this is going to be looked at as probably the worst pick we're going to get laughed at. Get ready for the write-ups, people. Brock Bowers.
I mean, we're going 2 tight end heavy sets. We have to be. That must be the offensive scheme plan, because now you have Michael Mayer, who is, other than being hurt in the last part of the season last year, was really starting to show out. So I don't understand that one at all. I mean, if you're not going to go for Devontae's eventual replacement and Brian Thomas Jr., then you got to go trenches in Fuaga. But here's the thing, guys. Look, we took Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is the best tight end in this draft class. I think long-term he's probably better than Michael Mayer. The two of them combined is going to be a monstrous situation in the tight end position for the Raiders doing 2 tight end sets. Okay, that takes some pressure, and we're obviously going to be doing a lot of running the ball, right? So you have 2 tight ends who can block well and catch well. They can run routes well. Okay, cool. But now what are you going to do when you don't have Devontae Adams maybe next year or the year after? If you have to get off of his contract or trade him, or he gets hurt, or whatever happens, there's no replacement for him. Obviously, now we're rolling AOC. So get used to that name right now, everybody. It is going to be Aiden O'Connell's team moving forward, unless he fails in camp and the preseason. or he stumbles out of the gate weeks 1 through 4. Then you're going to see Gardner Minshew come in, and then you're going to see us make a run at maybe Deion Sanders' kid out of Colorado next year for quarterback. Could still tomorrow pick up Jordan Travis, Spencer Rattler, still a possibility for us there. But I'm just as shocked as you, Hot Beavers. I don't understand this pick. I addressed earlier a couple of months ago Brock Bowers is a possibility to the Raiders, how that would be a nasty 2 tight end set for the Raiders. It would be something different for the Raiders. I don't see though why you would do that when you have Fuaga on the board, when you have Brian Thomas on the board, when you have
Kenyon Mitchell.
Yeah. You have so many other players where
Dallas Turner.
Clearly Jerzon Newton. Clearly Brock Bowers is not at all a need for the Raiders as far as I can see.
He told us that he was going to pick for years down the road. So how is this helping us 3 or 4 years down the road when we picked a tight end last year?
Yeah, I'm stunned, completely shocked. My draft board just went completely out. I don't know what Tom Telesco is going to do now. I mean, what is he going to do? Is he going to pick up a punter in the second round? This is
how do we always end up here? It's like this. I end up in the same movie over and over again.
Yeah, I don't get this pick.
This is on par with Cleveland Farrell, bro.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, he is a playmaker for sure. Is there a backdoor?
He's also very injury prone, extremely injury prone.
Yeah,
he may not even have an NFL career with as many injuries as he's had. So we picked an injury-prone player at a position we don't need when we had possibly the top right tackle available on the board. We let what I believe is a generational player go 1 pick above us to our division rival. This is not my happy first round.
Well, all we can hope now is that you are completely wrong about Bo Nix, and he turns out to be a complete bum.
Yes. Hopefully my scouting was completely wrong.
Just completely blown out of the water. Bo Nix is the worst quarterback really ever in the history of the NFL.
Let me go start to look for what's wrong with him now.
Yeah.
Sweet God. But at least it'd be one thing if they got Bo Nix, but really Brock Bowers is the next.
Yeah. Turns out Bo Nix has a pittance for people under the age of 18 and will be spending the rest of his life in prison.
Oh, Jesus.
This breaking news just discovered by the Raider D podcast. Bo Nix has been arrested in front of the Denver Stadium on the first day of practice and will not be returning to the league ever. No, I wouldn't wish that.
Oh my gosh.
But in all honesty,
Kenny Wilson says Arch Manning is already starting the Arch Manning.
Arch Manning, Shador Sanders.
Oh my God, man!
What we need is a premier right tackle. What we need is a replacement for eventuality of Devontae Adams moving on, retirement, injury, whatever may happen, because our wide receiver room right now is very thin. We have our starters, and that's it. The other 2 receivers we have, they're not starters. Was it Wilkerson and the other kid? These guys are not starters. Right. So we have Devontae Adams and Jacoby Myers. Trey Tucker, who's coming off a rookie year, showed some flash, but we'll have to see how that flash goes forward.
To the Saints.
There goes Talisi Fuaga to the Saints.
This is the same movie I've always watched, where you go, I would have taken the player before or after the Raiders picked. We happen to have the one player that I hated in this whole scenario here. So yeah.
Well, Carr now
let this happen.
Carr now has a top tier right tackle to protect his right side.
There you go.
AOC doesn't have a premier right tackle, but Derek Carr
He's
does.
He's got all the tight ends to throw to, though. Awesome.
Well, I tell you what, he better make a splash in round 2.
Western, why do you like the pick?
Western, stop inhaling the chemicals at your job.
Western needs a break. Get him away from those chemicals.
Get away from put the bleach down, my man. Put it down. Do not mix bleach and ammonia. Do you know what it does? It makes you think that Brock Bowers is a good pick, and it is not a good pick. It is a terrible pick for the Raiders.